From the heart of downtown Kokomo, I'm April Thatcher, and you are watching News Brief. Here are your local headlines. Kokomo is ranked as one of the 5 best Indiana cities for young families. San Francisco-based apartment list Rentonomics recently examined Indiana cities and ranked the top 15. Their analysis was centered on 4 factors identified as most important to young families: safety, housing cost, school quality, and child friendliness. Kokomo scored high in most categories, and the study positively cited the quality of Kokomo's schools, public safety, and affordable housing. The City of Kokomo Department of Development will hold 2 public hearings and 1 additional public meeting for determining funding allocations for the 2015 Community Development Block Grant Action Plan and 2015 to 2019 Consolidated Action Plan. Let's take a look at an interview with a development specialist. Hi, we're here with Peter Shaw, Development Specialist with the City of Kokomo, to discuss an upcoming Community
Development Block Grant.
Okay, CDBG is what you guys call it for short.
Right.
But the purpose of this meeting on February 11th at 6 p.m. in Council Chambers is to let the public have some input.
Correct.
You want to tell us a little more about
basically
this
this is the grant money that we get from HUD, which is Housing Urban Development Department.
Right.
We base our estimate based on what we got last year, but we basically want input from general public, service providers about like what are the projects that we can undertake with these funds. In this particular hearing, they have chance to voice their opinion or suggestions. Based on that, we can determine as to what are the qualified activities as per HUD guidelines and allocate the funding when we actually receive it. Anybody, Kokomo citizen, service providers, everybody is invited to this particular meeting. They can come in and give their suggestions. They can actually get an application from us, or they can also download it from city's website. It also gives them instructions as to like how to fill it out. Once we get all the applications, for which the deadline is on February 18th, 1 week after that, once we receive all those applications, we have Citizens Review Committee. They will meet, they decide based on eligibility criteria, which applications are eligible and how much funding to be provided. Just because an activity is eligible does not necessarily mean that it will get funding, because it depends on the priority of the activity, also the amount of funding that we get from HUD. That will determine which activity will be funded to what extent.
Okay. And what types of activities normally fall under the accepted guidelines?
Well, generally speaking, like infrastructure projects like sidewalks or street improvements, that's one of the major things. Also, public service institutions like Kokomo Rescue Mission or Family Service Association, people, they are working on like providing services to homeless people or people who are low income. Those kind of activities will fall under this particular eligible activity. We also have homeowners exterior home repair program. So depending upon their income, they may qualify for this particular program, which gives them exterior rehab on their housing property to improve. Those again, like they're decided based on whether the house is located in a target area or not. And we have that information in the packages available also on the city website. But if there is a resident who meets the income guidelines and if they have any housing exterior work needed, we can go ahead and process those applications for them as well.
Okay. And then this is the first of 2 meetings, the second being when people find out how these funds are actually going to be used.
Yeah, this is a public hearing about getting their input for this year's annual action plan and also 5-year comprehensive action plan.
Okay.
Once we get all the applications, the committee meets, then on March 25th, we're going to have the allocation hearing, and that will basically, again, it's a fluid situation because we don't actually know until July exactly how much money we're going to get. But it gives us roughly an idea as to, all right, how we're going to spend on which activity based on amount of grant that we might receive.
Okay.
That's a public hearing on March 25th.
Okay. And that is a projection for 5 years, right?
Well, I mean, 5 years is in terms of planning, but the allocation will be just for 1 year because the grant amount changes year to year. So for 2015 financial year, federal financial year, which starts from July 1st to June 30th of 2016. So there will be allocation hearing for that 1 year, but the comprehensive plan that we draw is for 5 years. But the funding we will not know for those 5 years. It changes every year.
Right. Okay. Well, hopefully we'll see you out there being a part of our community at the Community Block Development and Grant meeting on Wednesday, February 11th at 6 p.m. in the council chambers at 100 South Union Street inside City Hall. Thank you so much, Peter.
Well, thank you.
Kokomo has been selected to host the 2015 Indiana Conference of Mayors annual meeting. It marks the first time that organizers have selected Kokomo as the host city. Mayors from across Indiana will convene in Kokomo June 3rd through 5th for the conference sponsored by the Indiana Association of Cities and Towns. Indiana mayors will come together to discuss public policy issues impacting residents in cities large and small. The economic health of Indiana cities, public safety, urban renewal, infrastructure investments, housing, and support for returning veterans are issues that will face cities in the coming years. It might still be the dead of winter in Kokomo in early February, but downtown Kokomo is going to be hot next Friday. First Friday proudly presents Fire and Ice on Friday, February 6th from 5:30 to 9 p.m. downtown Kokomo. What does Fire and Ice entail exactly? Here are just a few of the attractions you'll find. Beautiful ice sculptures crafted by local artists will be on display in the depot and in Artist's Alley. Warming fire pits on the courthouse square, marshmallow roasting, and most exciting of all, First Friday is hosting the second annual K-Town Chili Throwdown this month. Travel to the various participating venues to sample and select your favorites to help them win coveted prizes. See you there. Speaking of First Friday, if you have ever visited Pepper Whistle Bakery and Cafe during First Friday or Magic on the Mezzanine, you have probably had the pleasure of being entertained by Obtuse Madge. And if you've ever attended a Kokomo Civic Theater production, you may have watched his wife, Samantha, perform. On Saturday, January 9th, tragedy struck the Oldacre family, who has brought so many smiles to the Kokomo community. Samantha passed away suddenly and unexpectedly from a brain aneurysm. Her last act in life was that of giving, and that has sparked a community response to give back to the family that has given so much. The result is the Samantha Oldacre Celebration of Life fundraiser, an all-day event featuring live music, magic, theater, a silent auction, and raffles. The fundraiser will take place from 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. on February 7th at the Phi Delta Kappa House at 2401 Saratoga Avenue. The cost to attend is $5 at the door, while children 10 and under are admitted for free. Many performers are either friends of the Oldacre family or have worked with Owen, who has been practicing magic as Obtuse the Magician. Fellow magicians Jim Turnpaw, Nathan Colwell, and Taylor Martin will join Oldacre for sets during the fundraiser. In addition, 2 musical performances from Mike Milligan and Steam Shovel, Blind Boy Williamson, and the CNI Dogs, and a special tribute from members of the Kokomo Civic Theater. For more information on the Samantha Oldacre Celebration of Life event, check out Facebook or call 765-454-0602. Now join us for Now You Know as we take a look at the history of the Diamond Plate Glass Company. Have you ever driven down Diamond Street and wondered what these large buildings were used for? These buildings are what remain of the Diamond Plate Glass Company from the gas boom era. After he sold the strawboard company, Monroe Seiberling started the Diamond Plate Glass Company in 1887. The company covered approximately 13 acres and employed 750 men by 1893. A Scientific American article from 1890 stated that the Diamond Plate Glass Company was the most important of numerous manufacturing companies brought about by the discovery of natural gas in Kokomo. The company helped establish Kokomo as a major industrial city. The company manufactured large sheets of plate glass. Some of these sheets of glass were used in the construction of skyscrapers in Chicago. It is unknown if any of this glass still exists in those buildings today, or if any of it was used in the Seiberling Mansion. But there is one piece that remains in existence on display in the Howard County Museum at the Seiberling Mansion. In 1898, the Diamond Plate Glass Company of Kokomo and Elwood, along with other plate glass operations from around the country, were merged as Pittsburgh Plate Glass Company. The Kokomo factory subsequently closed, but the Pittsburgh Plate Glass Company is still in operation today. After the company closed, the buildings were used for various other businesses, including General Electric and General Motors. Unfortunately, it is unknown which buildings were a part of the original operations due to reconstruction after several fires. So, if you have ever wondered what these large buildings were used for, now you know. And now for your 5-day forecast. Tuesday, partly cloudy skies with a high of 32. Tuesday night, cloudy with snow showers mainly during the evening, low of 29. Wednesday, overcast, high of 29. Wednesday night, snow showers before midnight, becoming partly cloudy later, low near 10 degrees. Thursday, generally sunny despite a few afternoon clouds, high of 14. Thursday night, mostly clear skies with a low of -1. Friday, partly cloudy with a high of 31. Friday night, partly cloudy during the evening, followed by cloudy skies overnight, low of 26. Saturday, partly cloudy skies in the morning will give way to cloudy skies during the afternoon, high of 37. Saturday night, rain and snow in the evening, transitioning to snow showers late, low of 31. Thank you for watching News Brief. Be sure to tune in to Indiana Talks Radio for more local news on the hour. For Kgov2 and the City of Kokomo, I'm April Thatcher. And here is your community calendar.